Hello, I'm Georgie from Jamie's Food Team and I'm going to show you how to prepare the base for your soup. So we've got here the key ingredients. We've got celery, carrots, onions and garlic, and this is the perfect base for any soup, not just the soup we're making today. And all of these will add great flavour, sweetness, and they can be used for almost any soup. So what you want to do is, if you just remember two, so you want 2 sticks of celery, 2 onions, 2 carrots, 2 cloves of garlic, and that will sort you out. So we'll start with the celery. Now, depending on whether or not you're blitzing your soup or you're keeping it as a broth will determine how chunky or fine you want to chop your veg. Always have an empty bowl to hand as well for scraps. It just makes it easier than keep going to the dustbin. So for the celery, you don't need to peel it. Just trim off the ends. And if you want it for a brothy soup, it's quite nice to keep it quite chunky. If you're going to blitz it up, it doesn't really matter, to be honest, as long as you get lots of lovely colour and you soften it, you're going to blitz it up anyway. So slice up your celery and push that to one side. And now with your carrots, depends on how small or fresh your carrots are, you can peel them or just scrub them. I'm just going to peel these. With the onion, cut it in half. I always find it's easier to take the outside off if you cut it in half first. Keep the root intact, because that will help keep the onion layers together. So when you're cutting it, it won't fall apart. If you chop that off, then you'll be in trouble, because then all the layers will fall apart and you'll make it much harder to chop. So keep that whole, and you can just discard it at the end. And again, cut your onions as fine or as chunky as you like, depending on your type of soup. And then for your garlic, just need a couple of cloves. I just cut off the end just to make it a bit easier to crush, to get the skins off. So put the flat of your knife on top of the garlic, and using the palm of your hand, just push down. Don't push too hard. And this is the easiest way to get the skin off. And again, you can slice or chop your garlic. I like to slice it just because I don't like it to burn or catch too easily. And if you chop it too fine, it can catch and leave a really bitter taste. So just slice it quite fine. There you have it. They're the base ingredients. And all you have to do now is let them get a lovely bit of colour. Okay, so I've got it on a medium-low heat. I'm going to add the garlic first, just for a minute, just because I want to get a little bit of colour onto my garlic. So there we go, it's getting lightly golden now, so that's perfect. So add the rest of your base. A good stir, and then literally just saute the veg for about 10 minutes until it's lovely and soft, and this will give you fantastic flavour for the base of any soup. So there we have it, that's the base of our soup, and as I said before, that will be the base for almost any soup. Those are the key ingredients, and they're lovely and sticky and sweet, and they've been cooked down, and now we've got them to that stage, we can get on with the rest of our soup. So this is my chicken broth here, and what I've done with the base that I've shown you how to make, I've just put in a whole chicken that you can get in the supermarket, a good free-range chicken, put it on top of the veg, covered it with water, put in some fresh thyme, a handful of peeled potatoes, and covered it, and just let it simmer for an hour and a half. And that gives you the most incredible chicken broth. It flavours the water deliciously. So you've got a stock there, a broth, that's the base of your soup. You've got the veg in there as well. You've got the veg we cooked off earlier, the little potatoes as well, the thyme which has fallen off now, and flavoured the soup as well. And all we're going to do is we're going to take the chicken out, shred the meat off the bone, and put it back into the broth, and you'll have the most wholesome, delicious soup. So now I'm just going to take the chicken out of the broth. It's perfectly cooked. Make sure the stock comes out. Just get a couple of forks. And what you want to do is, you don't want the skin really, but you want to get all that lovely meat, so it'll still be really, really hot. So just use a couple of forks like they do in Chinese restaurants or Oriental restaurants, and shred the meat off. And you can see it's all cooked perfectly. It's still really, really juicy. You can just put it straight into the broth. Just keep going. So we've got almost all the chicken off. And what I'll do now is keep that, because then you can just boil it again, make it in some stock. So we've got all of our chicken in there. And you can finish that off how you like. I like to put a really good squeeze of lemon in it. Just feels quite medicinal, something my mum used to do. You can put in a bit of chili oil at the end, some soft herbs would be lovely as well. So there we have it. We can start with sort of the chunky aspects first. Make sure you get some veg in there as well. With those lovely pale inner leaves from the celery. And then I drizzle off some really, really, really good olive oil. Come on, Gennaro, come and have a taste.
I'm waiting.
There you go. It's just really, really simple, but been cooked for a long time. Lots of flavours, chicken, homemade stock, lots of lemon.